Hi, my name is Chatrine Siswoyo. I am a senior advisor for ASEAN at Vero, and I also am currently market lead for Indonesia. It goes back again to the core of Vero operation, right? Because Vero is actually has operated 18 years in Southeast Asia. So what we brings is not only just local knowledge, but also regional expertise and network as well. So for any Indonesian local brands that have, that have inspiration or aspiration to go beyond Indonesia, we do have the capacity to do that. That's one. And then secondly is because we do have different team in different markets, we have the best case study, the best case kind of like a sharing session as well, where where it means that the local brands can have that type of exposure as well to knowledge, to the expertise of hopefully best of the best. And as mentioned before, we actually recently just we received several awards, including one of the best seven best agency in Asia Pacific by Provoke, and then we received award as well by Campaign Asia on influencers marketing agency for Asia. And then for Vero in Indonesia, earlier this year, we actually received the best medium PR agency from PRCA Asia Pacific. So, those the expertise, the knowledge, the network, not just from local, but we also bring, the expertise from the Southeast Asia as well. As a group, we see a few different things, right? And that actually also translates for our operation in Indonesia. Obviously, number one is influencers or content creator, the creative industry. As we know, content creators or influencers actually play such a big role. Actually, last year we worked together with YouGov. We did a survey where what we found was 94% of Indonesian actually have purchased something because of an influencer. So that's how much impactful influencers are, right? So for us, influencers marketing, influencers engagement is, one of our uh, focus and one of our core strength as well. We actually also have CASA, Creators Association Southeast Asia, where we are one of the founders, along with Mantapu agency, talent management agency, and then also IBV, and then FINA as one of the biggest content creator in Indonesia. Number two, AI. AI has obviously been part of our, kind of like day-to-day life for the past 2 years or so. So we have kind of like doubled down on our AI effort. Our team here is quite empowered and also encouraged to use AI in responsible way. So what we did, we actually roll out our AI policy this week, especially where we have a guardrails pretty much on the responsible use of AI for our team across Southeast Asia. And then thirdly, I think when it comes to for me, especially as a market lead, it's quite important for us to always nurture talents and always find a way on how to be supportive. So one of the things that we do at Vero, we want to because by the end of the day, we are a people's business, right? So we need to also making sure that our team is as happy and also empowered as well. So one of the things that we do, we provide curiosity fund where we provide fund for anyone at Vero to actually pursue things that they like that can improve their professional life. We also have unlimited leave as well, and also mental health support as well for our team across Southeast Asia. So those are kind of like some of the things that from the external and also internal point of view that we have at Vero. The future is actually a hybrid. between PR, marketing, influencer marketing, creative, digital, because you cannot, in a way, PR itself cannot work without the creative part, right? And for PR to work best, you kind of have to know where your consumers at and what are the things and who are the people that actually influence them, and that's where the content creators come in. But also at the same time, if you want to reach out to the stakeholders and general mass, you do still need the media. So there is no, the way that I see it, it's not, there is no like one practice that can, jump high. The way that I see it, I think the trend will be, it will be hybrid. It will be a combination, it will be a mix of between, everything, all of different practices. I think the trend would be it's a combination of all. I don't think now people can just say, okay, I want only this, I want only that. Even for influencers itself, yes, maybe when it comes to mega creator, content creator, or celebrities, they are more critical. That's why the micro influencers are the way to go, right? Like many, because they are the very people that I can relate to, right? People can relate to. For us at Vero, right, whenever we design any campaign, we always think about, obviously, each goals, each phase of communication journey, you kind of have to have different, like you said, different tiers of KOLs, right? Yes, for what's the name, amplification, for awareness, you do probably need mega influencers or macro influencers. But if you want people to act on something, you need micro influencers and also community leaders, right? Because that's the very people that can drive. Actually going to be launched only early October, right? But the initiation or the discussion actually started from last year. So a few of content creators across Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and also talent management, a few talent management agencies, and us got together online at that time to kind of like discuss about the pain points that content creators have, right? Because we work a lot with content creators. So, and a few of our team actually come from, kind of like platforms, right, that manage content creators. So, in a way, we understand in terms of, okay, so these are kind of like several pain points. And what we found, there's actually a similarity of content, of pain point, yeah, across Southeast Asia. One is code of ethics. Because the ecosystem is actually quite, it's like a wild west, right? So everyone can decide without really having a base or benchmark. So what we want kind of like to have a standard in place for any content creators that are part of CASA. And then secondly, when it comes to kind of like advocating for the profession itself. So sometimes, different countries, if the creative industry is mature enough, then it's easier for them to advocate themselves, right? But sometimes in many countries in Southeast Asia, the creative industry is still in a very infant stage, right? It's still growing, but it's there is no body to actually represent them, right? So that's what we want. We want to have a body that can represent content creators, that speak their language, that really voice their opinion. And then a few of us, after that online discussion, a few of us meet up more often. And we actually, a few of us from Mantapu talent agency, and then we also have IBV, beauty vloggers. And we also have Fina, who's one of the biggest content creator on TikTok, and Vero. So we actually got together and we decided, okay, let's try to create the Indonesian chapter first, right? Because what we want is to kind of like later on to expand it in other markets as well, and there has been some interest as well in different markets. So we just need to roll it out first in Indonesia. So we're super excited for this. And one of the things that we want is actually we can represent and can be the voice of the content creators, be the body representative for content creators. We made a conscious decision, right, when it comes to clean creatives and also being a B Corp certified members as well, because we do want to also contribute back to the society. So one of the things, we actually manage several tech companies, and then also FMCG and lifestyle companies. It's actually not just for Indonesia, but also for us in the region, right? Because as a B Corp member, you have to meet certain criteria in terms of even from the internally as well. How the employees work, the type of policy we have, the type of culture we have, all the way to kind of like the management, client management, right? So for us, I think being B Corp certified member, it's giving us a guardrails in terms of kind of like the do's and don'ts that we have to follow as a company. One is probably the way they work is different, right? Obviously, different country will have different concern because obviously they will have to face different type of consumers and stakeholders and so on and so forth. Um, and that pretty much kind of like impacts on how their expectation are usually. For instance, example of Singapore, right? Yeah. Singapore and Indonesia. In Indonesia, you have so many different medias, right? You're not only just talking about national media, you're talking about even in national media, you have different verticals, different needs of media, right? But then, if you want to reach out to say people in Surabaya, there is a local media as well that plays such an important role in their daily life. Or even you go to Medan, there are several media as well that are quite important, right? So compared to say Singapore, where you have a very handful of media that are quite impactful and people listen to and they can influence people, right? So that's the as simple as the difference, right? And also, when it comes to, I think because Indonesia is such a big country, usually, the what I find is a lot of the brands would only focus so much either in Jakarta or kind of like in um, a few selected cities, right? Whereas, say, in Singapore, you can do kind of like one one approach can hit them all, right? But in Indonesia, you cannot, right? Every different consumers level, you in Jakarta versus you in Bandung, your mindset is different. So I think that's the type of things that I think PR and marketers always expect. I think the consultants to know as well, and to kind of like making sure we tailor the messaging and the campaign based on that. To be honest, it's quite big. Yeah, I think we're quite robust in our operation, and also it's not just about on the finance growth, right? But also about producing um, new benchmark, for instance, right? So one of the things that we're quite proud of is CASA, for instance, right? Because CASA is actually initiated by us here, and then we want to roll it out across Southeast Asia. So and then say AI policy as well is also initiated in Indonesia, and then it will be rolled out across Southeast Asia. So that's one of the things that we're actually quite proud of, because at Vero we don't have like a headquarter, for instance, right, that roll out everything, but every market actually have the chance to roll out initiative that they believe in, right, and that can hopefully roll out in other markets as well. So that's what we do, and yeah, so financial wise, we're quite optimistic regarding the our contribution in to the growth of Vero or group as a overall, and also at the same time in other parts, like I said, yeah, we have shown our the impact that we have in for other markets. I'd like to see it from two point of view. One, us at Vero, our team here. I think for us, it's very important that the team feels the sense of belonging. The team here feels like, this is the best place for them to work and to actually grow their career. So just FYI, a lot of our team leads actually started as a junior before. So the career growth is actually quite clear for us at Vero. And it's very important for us that the team here actually sees that, right, and feel that they're supported and heard by all of us here. And then secondly, I think when it comes to the brands and um, and it comes to media friends and our content creators friends and our stakeholders friends or network, we want to be seen as a partner, right, that they can rely on. So yeah, whatever your objective is, we can be partner to achieve. Yeah, say if your brand you want to achieve, say a bigger awareness or higher awareness, then we can help you with that. With influencers, for instance, influencer friends. That's why we work together with other talent management and also content creators to create, sorry, Creators Association Southeast Asia, because we do want to support the industry as well, the creative industry. And then from media friends, we sometimes also do workshop. The last one we worked together with one of our partner in Singapore to hold a sustainability report workshop for several media friends, journalists across Southeast Asia, including in Indonesia. If I'm not mistaken, we brought three or four journalists to learn about sustainability reporting. Because for us, again, it's very important that we give back and we try to support each other.